I want to play the comments from the HUD Secretary, Ben Carson, addressing his department employees, where he appears to compare slaves to immigrants. He begins talking about the photos of people who came here to Ellis Island.
Not 8 hours a day, but 10, 12, 16 hours a day. No such thing as a minimum wage. They work not for themselves, but for their sons and their daughters and their grandsons and their granddaughters, that they might have an opportunity in this land. That's what America is about. A land of dreams and opportunity. There were other immigrants who came here in the bottom of slave ships, worked even longer, even harder for less. But they too had a dream that one day their sons, daughters, grandsons, granddaughters, great-grandsons, great-granddaughters might pursue prosperity and happiness in this land.
So, Shermichael, I have to go to you first, because you used to work for Ben Carson at HUD. Can you give us some insight as to what he meant here and why he would say that?
Look, Don, Dr. Carson has released a statement that was posted to his Facebook page about an hour ago, where he did clarify the remarks that he made earlier today when he was addressing the staff, the career staff at the agency. And in those remarks, he made it in that clarification, he made it very clear that in no way was he attempting to compare the slave narrative to the immigrant narrative. The two are extremely disparate, and the fortitude that our ancestors displayed when being forced into this country is something that I don't think anyone would attempt to challenge. And
but
so,
Shermichael, I understand what you're
Don,
saying. Hold on.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way.
Go ahead.
Because you said that he wasn't attempting to, but that's exactly what he did by comparing people from Ellis Island. By the way, if slaves couldn't even come through Ellis Island or see the Statue of Liberty because it wasn't during that time, that's the whole point. There's two different experiences.
But Don,
but he himself was comparing it. Maybe in his explanation he said that, but if you listen to it, that's what he said.
Don, I'm not disagreeing with the facts as it pertains to slavery and immigrants coming from European countries into America. That's not what I am attempting to do. What I am saying is that Dr. Carson made a statement. Clearly, Dr. Carson has recognized that his statements were not the best statements at that time and clarified those statements once on Armstrong Williams' show.
Okay,
he provided
I get what you're saying.
Don, he provided even further clarification on Facebook. Don,
I played the soundbite from the Armstrong. I get what you're saying. You're saying that he spoke. You think he misspoke. He didn't say it properly, and he went back to clarify this. Okay, I want to play. No, because we talk about these subjects all the time, and I want to play what Dr. Carson said on Armstrong Williams' radio show. Listen.
I think people need to actually look up the word immigrant. That's whether you're voluntary or involuntary. If you come from outside to the inside, you're an immigrant. Whether you're legal or you're illegal, you come from the outside to inside, you're an immigrant. Slaves came here as involuntary immigrants, but they still had the strength to hold on.
Okay, so an immigrant is a person who comes to another country to live voluntarily for a long time, who comes. And then he, as Shermichael said, he wrote about it on Facebook, but he never said, I messed up or what I intended to say was. He just said that immigrants and slaves, the narrative, the two are entirely different experiences. And they shouldn't be conflated. I'm paraphrasing here, but that's kind of what he did.